The NPA's investigating Directorate says it's energised by the arrest of 4 high-profile players implicated in fraud and corruption at Transnet. So much so, they're confident more arrests are imminent in the multi-million rand locomotives tender highlighted during the State Capture Commission. Former CEO Brian Molefe, CFO Singh and 2 others have been released on 50,000 rand bail each today following their surprise arrest this morning. Another former CEO, Gama, appeared at the Specialised Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu reports.
Almost a decade after one of the biggest heists at Transnet, it appears the net is finally closing in on those implicated in widespread corruption. The latest to be arrested, former CEO Brian Molefe and former CFO Singh, have appeared in court alongside directors from the Gupta-linked regiments and Trillion.
This emanates from about various transaction advisory services that took place around the contracting or getting on board the 1064 locomotive deal. That was highly controversial. At the time, there were talks of that particular contract could have escalated to about 54 billion through testimony that you also heard at the Zondo Commission. However, this particular arrest is premised or focused on the advisory services so provided by the various companies to Transnet. That eventually also resulted in the getting of the club loan and various transactions that led to the 1064 locomotive deal transaction.
6 other suspects appeared in court, among them another former Transnet CEO Gama and acting CFO Gary Peter. They are accused of defrauding Transnet of over 90 million rand in 2015.
So all of them are basically interlinked in these particular transactions, but there are 2 figures. There's the 93.4 million that pertains to the payment to Trillion that was made by Transnet, and then there's another over 3 million that was paid related to the club loan and the transaction advisory around that particular deal, which brings the sum total to just over 398.4 million.
The state, meanwhile, is not ruling out further arrests, but the defense aired its concerns.
The state has elected to issue warrants of arrest and arrest the accused today and bring them before court. The case law is clear. If you bring people before court on a warrant of arrest, you must be ready to proceed with trial. And that is exactly what we want to know. The state cannot expect us at this stage, if their intention is to still join the Guptas for whom they applied to be extradited to this country, that we should sit here and sit on our laurels for the next year or 2 or 3, as long as that's going to be. Your Worship, and I really think it's important that my learned friend takes this court into its confidence and tells this court who they intend to join.
The former executive faced charges of contravening the Public Management Finance Act, fraud, money laundering and more. Their case has been postponed to the 14th of October. Manqoba Mchunu, Palm Ridge.